guys, it's me Soda, welcome back to another video. I've wanted to make this video for so freaking long, and I don't know why it's taking me so long. I feel like I've tried to plan this video so many times, but I end up it just ends up kind of stressing me out, so I don't end up finishing it. I don't know why. This shouldn't stress me out, at all. So I just decided I'm gonna do this a little more casually than I was originally planning. I'm just kind of gonna do this mostly unscripted, but I still have written down a few things. And I'm not gonna go too deep into everything like I was originally planning to, because that would just take too long anyway. I'm just gonna kind of roll with it, sort of. Today I'm going to be ranking every single My Little Pony Equestria Girls movie slash special. I absolutely love Equestria Girls. I've made 2 videos on Equestria Girls dolls. I made a video talking about every single Equestria Girls doll ever, and made a video on the Equestria Girls doll prototypes. I really loved making those videos because I have just been obsessed with Equestria Girls since it came out. Obviously I like My Little Pony too, but I feel like Equestria Girls doesn't get as much love as My Little Pony does. And I have a lot to say about Equestria Girls. A lot of bronies hate Equestria Girls, but I love it. So I'm here to spread the Equestria Girls love that it deserves. So yes, we're going to be ranking them with a tier list, but I'm also going to be talking about them as well, what I like about them, what I don't like about them, because I mean, mostly I like pretty much all of these, but some of them have things that I don't like, or things that I always question when I'm rewatching them. Basically, I just needed someone to talk about my comfort show too, so I'm talking to you guys about it. And I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. If you think differently to me, if you would rank these differently, please let me know. I'd love to hear that. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the movies and the specials, which in total is 12 movies. So in case you don't know, there's 4 movies, but they're still not really full-length movies. They're about an hour and 13 minutes, which is what we consider the movies. And the other ones are specials. So there's 8 specials. Dance Magic, Movie Magic, and Mirror Magic are all separate specials that are 22 minutes long each, but they all revolve around the same story, but I'm still going to cut them separately because they're still fairly different from each other. Then there's Forgotten Friendship, Roller Coaster of Friendship, Spring Breakdown, Sunset's Backstage Pass, and Winter Unwrapped, which are all 44-minute long specials. Also, you can find all of these, all the movies and everything on YouTube, by the way. Literally everything is on YouTube now, so it's way easier to find than it used to be. And this isn't including the Equestria Girls shorts, because there is also shorts, but they're just very short, 5-minute episodes, so I'm not including those, obviously. So I have watched all of these way too many times. I rewatch all the Equestria Girls stuff multiple times a year, and I just finished rewatching them all again, preparing for this video. I'm not gonna explain the whole story or anything like that. I'm just gonna assume you guys have probably seen these if you're watching this video. Alright, so we're gonna go in order from the first released, which is obviously the first movie, My Little Pony Equestria Girls, which is such a classic. This was actually one of the first My Little Pony things I ever watched, which might be why I like Equestria Girls so much. I think I started watching it when Equestria Girls came out. So I watched a few My Little Pony episodes and then I watched Equestria Girls because all my friends were talking about it. The movie is iconic. Twilight has to go to the human world to get her crown, and we first see the wonderful designs of the Equestria Girls. I mean, these designs have really aged poorly, I feel but this movie's still a good watch. It's fun, it's cute, it's got really good music as well. We get that remix Equestria Girls intro, which goes so hard. We meet Sunset Shimmer, who is the villain in this episode, who is also from the pony world, but she wants to take over the human world so she can become powerful enough to take over Equestria. But the girls work together to defeat her, and they also forgive her in the end. And Sunset Shimmer becomes a very prominent character in Equestria Girls, and honestly, I think that Sunset Shimmer is one of the best cartoon characters ever. Genuinely. Maybe that's just me. I just think her whole redemption arc, which takes place over all the movies, is just really cool to see, and you see her genuinely grow as a person. I feel like My Little Pony does a pretty good job at doing that. I personally love a good redemption arc, so I love that. My least favorite part of this movie is the scene where Sunset Shimmer has created these fake photos of Twilight destroying the gym for the full formal, and she does that by cutting out pictures of Twilight doing soccer and gluing them onto pictures of the destroyed formal, and saying, oh my god, I can't believe she would do that. And every time I see that scene again, it pisses me off, because Like, she literally glued them together. How do they not notice that? How dumb is Principal Luna? Like, they have computers in this universe, you could just Photoshop it. It would be a lot better. But, I don't know, it makes me giggle. Also, they try to introduce a love interest to Twilight in this, which... I understand why they did it, because it's a, you know, it's a high school, you know, teenager show. But also, Twilight is, like, an adult from a pony world. She is literally a princess with her own castle in the pony world. And then she has a thing for Flash Sentry, who is a teenager. I'm really glad that they stopped that pretty quick. But yeah, I don't like that. And nothing ever happened between her and Pony Flash Sentry, which is also a good thing, I think. So I'm gonna put this at A for now, because it's a very good movie. It's so nostalgic to me. And I don't think it's S, but I think it's definitely a very good movie. Okay, now I feel like this is going to be quite obvious, but Rainbow Rocks, Equestria Girls Rainbow Rocks, the second Equestria Girls movie, I think it's a very easy S tier, and I don't think anyone's going to be surprised. I think most people are going to agree with me here. Rainbow Rocks is a fantastic movie. This movie, I could watch so many I've watched it so many times, and I still get goosebumps at the end. Is that pathetic? Maybe. So in this movie, Twilight from Pony World has to come back to Human World to help the girls defeat these sirens, which are actually from Equestria. They got banished to the Human World, and now instead of being like these fish siren things, they're teenage girls, but they can manipulate people with their music using these jewels, turn everyone against each other and absorb that anger to become more powerful. It's pretty fucking cool, honestly. And so they're doing like a battle of the bands. The sirens are like freaking badass, and their music, the music in this movie is so fucking good. Oh my god. I literally remember all the lyrics to like all the song. It's so good. These are the best villains in history. Now, the only thing is like the girls are like fighting each other through this whole movie, which is kind of annoying. I mean, I get why, because it's leading up to them arguing to the point where the sirens can absorb that, you know what I mean, negative energy. But it does get super annoying when they're constantly like arguing about the same thing, and they're all just like ignoring Twilight, who is clearly struggling to come up with a counter spell. And also poor Sunset Shimmer, she's trying her best to fit in with everyone, but you know, she's still kind of, but like I feel kind of bad for her, because I feel like they're like just leaving her out in this whole movie. But they do eventually realize that Sunset Shimmer is actually what they needed to defeat the sirens, which is just also the transformations in this movie go so fucking hard. I freaking love this scene. And the ending Battle of the Bands, that's where I get goosebumps. It's so fucking good. The sirens literally like get their siren wings, and then their like siren form comes out, and it's freaking so cool. They fight them in these hideous outfits, but it's iconic. And then Sunset Shimmer becoming part of the band, just, it's so cute. And I feel like maybe they should have apologized to her, like, for not including her, but I mean, I guess she was kind of a bully before, but it's like, I don't know, maybe that's just me. She's like, clearly she's like really trying hard to redeem herself in this movie, so. But anyways, this movie is top tier, like S tier, like it's so good. I don't know if any of these other movies can like be as good as that, to be honest, but we will see. The third movie, Friendship Games, is about like sports. It's about Canterlot High going against Crystal Prep, the other school. And this movie, when I actually first watched this movie when I was a kid, I was actually kind of underwhelmed. I didn't love it that much. But when I watched it again when I got older, I really, really liked it. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because of the sport theme kind of put me off. I'm not usually a huge fan of like sport stuff in shows. But looking back, I think they did a good job at it. They made it interesting with like motocross and stuff, which apparently every kid at these high schools just knows how to ride a motorcycle. I think the outfits are like kind of fun as well. They also have a bunch of new characters, the Shadowbolts from Crystal Prep, which they made it seem like were going to be a big deal in this movie, but they weren't. They were like barely in the movie, which was kind of a shame, I feel like. The villain in this movie is the principal of Crystal Prep, Principal Cinch, and she's like full on manipulating Twilight, and like it's really f***ed up. I feel really bad for Twilight. Oh, by the way, this is human Twilight. This is not Pony Twilight. This is Twilight from the human world. Pony Twilight is not in this movie. Well, she's in like an end credits scene, but human Twilight is now in this universe. And she's like early season 1 Pony Twilight. She doesn't have friends. She doesn't really know how to make friends. She just wants to study. And she gets manipulated by the principal to use like the magic that she's been unintentionally taking from the girls. The songs in this movie are also very, very good. I really like Twilight songs. I especially loved like the kind of song at the end when she's Unleash the Magic, that's what it's called. I really like that song. Like Twilight's part is really cool. And Twilight becomes corrupted with equestrian magic, kind of like Sunset did, but her design's much better. She becomes Midnight Sparkle. I think it's really cool to see Twilight become corrupted because it's something we've never seen before, even if it is human Twilight. And then we see Sunset Shimmer becomes Daylight Glimmer, which is like this full-on magical girl, Sunset Shimmer, and they literally fight each other. This is Toxic Yuri. This scene is so freaking cool. I love it. I wish it went on for longer. I wish we got more of this stuff because I love this scene. She ends up helping Twilight, and it's a very sweet ending. This one's really good. If you were unsure about this movie when you first watched it, like when you were younger or something, I highly recommend you watch it again because I feel like, I don't know why, just for me when I was older and watched it, it just hit different. I think I'm honestly gonna put this at A. I think it's as good as the first one, but not as good as Rainbow Rocks. But like A and S tier for first 3 movies, that's pretty damn good. I feel like most movies don't have like 3 good ones in a row. But unfortunately this does not have 4 good movies in a row because the next movie is Legend of Everfree. And okay, well, I'm not saying this movie's bad. I don't think this movie's bad. I still rewatch this movie every time. But unfortunately this movie just doesn't have the same energy as the first 3. Now we do see the girls in a different setting. It is a camp setting, which I think is really nice. Got kind of sick of seeing the school for 3 movies, so camp setting's nice. We've got some like new characters and stuff. A lot of this movie is about Twilight struggling with her powers and worrying that she's going to become Midnight Sparkle again, which I think is really interesting because that's something that Sunset didn't really struggle with, but Twilight is struggling with, and it's nice to see, you know, how different it is for the both of them, you know, kind of going through similar things. But I feel like they mostly made this movie just to give the girls more powers and give them these like crystal things. The story about Gloriosa becoming like corrupted with the equestrian magic honestly isn't that interesting, and it's like way too predictable. Nothing crazy really happens. She gets corrupted, she turns into a big leaf woman, I guess. We do get some really cool magical girl transformations again though, which is the best part. And yeah, they help her or whatever. There's another romance thing going on with Twilight and... what's this guy's name? I don't actually remember. You know, Hitch Trailblazer. I don't know why they keep trying to do a romance thing. I guess it's just because it's teenagers, so they want to have that. Wait, were there songs in this movie? I know there's a song at the intro. Sunset Shimmer sings a song about embracing the magic. I think that's all I can remember. So the songs are clearly not that memorable. I really didn't like the first song. I just thought it was boring. But yeah, this movie is really not memorable, unfortunately. It's a shame. I feel like they didn't really know what to do with the characters in this movie. I think this movie should have been shorter. I think that's the problem, honestly. I feel like it should have been like a 30-minute, 40-minute special instead of over an hour long. So, I think for now I'm going to put this at C. I think. It might change later. So the next we have the shorts. So we're done with like the longer movies now. So we have Dance Magic, Movie Magic, Mirror Magic. Like I said, these 3, they all lead up to the same thing, but they're all different enough that I'm gonna rank them differently. So Dance Magic, I actually really like. This one actually brings back some characters from Crystal Prep, which I think is cool. And it's kind of just like a slice of life episode, I feel like this is, which is nice. I like those kind of episodes as long as they're not boring. And I don't think this one's boring. I think it does get a bit slow at times, like they were trying to stretch this out to 22 minutes. I like the music in this. I really like the song Dance Magic. I think it's really good. You know, nothing a whole lot happens, but it's cute. Oh man, this is so hard. I feel like it's honestly better than Legend of Everfree. Maybe I should put Everfree down more, but it's C. I don't know, might change. Movie Magic, I don't really like this one. I mean, it's fine. It has a Power Ponies reference, but I don't know. I really don't like Juniper Montage, who is like the villain, I guess. She's just like, she's She's like ruining the production for the Daring Do movie just because she wants to play as Daring Do, even though she can't because she's just like a kid. But yeah, she's like kind of like a spoiled brat. But it's a kind of like a mystery thing, trying to figure out who's destroying the thing. I don't know. Maybe this is an F, honestly. In the next episode, Mirror Magic, it's also about Juniper, and even though like she got a new job despite like being horrible in the last episode, she's still being horrible. She's just really like bitter about not getting the role and taking out her anger on the girls. So she hasn't learned anything from that experience. She's just horrible. But she ends up finding a mirror that gets corrupted by equestrian magic. The only good thing about this episode is that Starlight Glimmer is in this episode. Sunset Shimmer is like stressing about magic and stuff, so she goes to the pony world to talk to Twilight. Twilight's not there and Starlight is, so she ends up bringing Starlight to the human world and end up like hanging out, and I think that's really cute. They have kind of similar backstories, so they get along quite well. Starlight's human design's really cute. This is the only time we see her in the human world, but I think it's fun. And Starlight actually ends up saving the day because all the girls get trapped in her magic mirror. She gets corrupted even more and turns into a giant woman, which apparently is terrifying. I don't really get it. She's just a tall woman. Why is everyone so scared of her? I don't like this episode either. I only like the Starlight scenes. I wish it was just an episode about Starlight coming into the human world and that's it, because I don't know. I just don't like the Juniper scenes. She's just, I don't know. I'm gonna leave this at an F for now. Sorry. Okay, Forgotten Friendship. This is the first 44-minute special, and I love this special. This is maybe my favorite special. It's so good. But it does have issues as well, and I will talk about that. So in this special, everyone loses their memories of Sunset Shimmer being like their friend and being good. So they only remember Sunset Shimmer being bad, and they don't know that they're friends with her, and like, it's really sad, honestly. They're like confused as to why she's trying to be friendly with them. They just think that she's like up to something, and when she's trying to explain to them that their memories are gone, they obviously don't believe her. The voice acting, by the way, for Sunset Shimmer is really good in this episode specifically, just because like she genuinely like sounds so upset and distraught about her friends not remembering her. It's like really sad. So Sunset Shimmer's obviously trying to figure out what's up, and she goes into the pony world, and she spends quite a bit of time there with Twilight, and she ends up talking to Celestia and like apologizing to Celestia and everything. So that's a really nice thing to see them, you know, get together again and reconcile. And they end up trying to help her figure out what's going on. It ends up being an equestrian artifact called the Memory Stone. So this has some like lore to it. Somehow the Memory Stone ended up in the human world, and they need to figure out who's doing it. It ends up being this character called Wallflower Blush, who's a new character we've never seen before, and neither has Sunset. Now, Wallflower Blush has very confusing motives, in my opinion. She wants everyone to remember Sunset Shimmer as being a bully, and she hates Sunset Shimmer because Sunset Shimmer has never noticed her. Even though literally no one knows who she is because she doesn't talk to anyone. She doesn't speak to anyone, she doesn't have any friends, and she literally said herself that she has removed people's memories of her public speaking, awkward hellos. So how's anyone supposed to remember her if she removes their memories of her? And why is that Sunset Shimmer's fault? Sunset Shimmer is like, girl, I was never mean to you, like why do you hate me? And Trixie, who is like works together with Sunset in here, which is like a good combination, Sunset and Trixie, cute, I like that. But even Trixie's like, maybe it's not because you weren't mean to her, it's because you weren't nice to her.
You said you didn't do anything.
I didn't. I wasn't mean to her at all.
Well, maybe it's not good enough to not be mean to someone. Maybe you have to be nice.
I hate you!
She was nice to her though. Literally earlier in the episode, she asked Wallflower Blush about her garden, and Wallflower Blush is like, I'm the only one who's ever asked about it, even though Sunset Shimmer literally just asked about it, but okay. And she said to her she can put it in like the yearbook and stuff. I don't know, she was being nice to her there, right?
Wallflower, where did you take that lovely photograph? Oh, I hate you!
Honestly, Trixie was the one who was actually being kind of mean to her.
Wait, who are you again?
Now, I love this episode, but this part like really gets to me because I actually do like Wallflower Blush's character. I find her like kind of relatable, honestly, about like, you know, being socially awkward, finding it hard to talk to people. I relate to that. But like, I just don't get why she hates just Sunset Shimmer, because Sunset Shimmer has not talked to her, but so has no one else talked to her either. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I feel like maybe this would be better if there was some kind of history between her and Sunset Shimmer. Like maybe she tried to be Sunset Shimmer's friend before, and I don't know, Sunset Shimmer ignored her or something like that. Like that would make a lot more sense, but instead it just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, Wallflower Blush gets kind of like more corrupted and starts removing more memories. And then she threatens to remove all of Sunset's friends' memories about high school. But Sunset Shimmer gets hit with the stone before they do and loses all of her memories of the human world. And like, this seems, honestly, it's kind of fucked up.
Twilight, don't forget me! This isn't Canterlot. Where am I? Princess Celestia?
It's really sad, like this scene like kind of scares me. So then Twilight and her friends realize that Sunset Shimmer was protecting them, and they end up destroying the stone and getting the memories back. It's actually a very rushed ending, by the way. I kind of wish it wasn't so rushed because I thought this part was really good. But yeah, it's a happy ending. Wallflower Blush, they help her with the garden. She, you know, becomes their friend and stuff. And I really like this short. I'm just confused about Wallflower Blush's character. But let me know what you think. I still, though, since I mostly like this a lot, I think I'm going to put this in an A. Honestly. I think it's an A for me. Okay, next we have Roller Coaster of Friendship. Now, this one, I like this one, but it has the most annoying character in it. Vignette Valencia. Is that her name? Now she is this very annoying influencer type character, and already I don't like influencer type characters in cartoons, but oh my god, this character is BYBB. Be yourself but better. Shut up. But this does mostly revolve around Applejack and Rarity. A lot of Rarajack happening in this episode. Very nice.
Caramel apple goes to the end.
That's the best part of the episode, but like, I hate Vignette. She really ruins this whole episode for me, and she's in it way too much. She's just like a super over-the-top influencer, and it's just so annoying. So she's kind of like trying to manipulate Rarity throughout this, but like, she's kind of stupid and just a bitch, and no one likes her. I mean, I like all the girls, you know, being at the fair and like hanging out together is really cute, but I just hate anything with Vignette. She really is just way too annoying. They get trapped in her phone, but it ends up not being her phone. It ends up being a room in the park. So I don't know how this equestrian magic works, honestly. Who knows? I'm gonna put this one at C for now. Okay, Spring Breakdown is the next one. This takes place on a yacht, super cute. And basically Rainbow Dash is really annoying in this one, unfortunately. She's my favorite character, so usually I'm happy with a Rainbow Dash themed episode, but oh my god, she is just a menace. She's ruining everyone's trip, trying to find something to fight. It's really annoying. But long story short, they end up finding a portal to the Pony World, a different portal. So Twilight, Sunset, and Rainbow Dash go through the portal and end up hanging out with Pony Twilight. And I mean, this is kind of silly, but it's cute. I like this part. I think it's fun seeing them in the Pony World. They go through all these different stuff from like different episodes and like the movie and stuff. It's really cute. And while they're having fun in the Pony World, their friends are almost dying on the yacht with a crazy storm going on. And then they find out that the storm going on is actually caused by the Storm King's magic from the My Little Pony movie. Some of that magic ending up in the human world. They really like to make sure that this, like, everything's actually canon, which I really like. So they have to use the like Storm King's staff to like get rid of the storm and save everyone, which is cool. I like that. Oh yeah, Applejack's just sick this entire episode, by the way, so you don't really see much of her, but you do meet gender bent Applejack called Ragamuffin that Rarity has a thing for because they couldn't make Rarajack a thing, so they gave her a male Applejack instead. Yeah, I don't know. But I definitely like this one more than Dance Magic and Roller Coaster of Friendship, so I think I'm going to put it at B. Sunset's Backstage Pass. This is another very good one. Takes place at a music festival. Super cute. Love these outfits. Can we get a playset of this like camper van thing? I know I'm like super late and that will never happen, but like, God, I wish they were still making they weren't making toys at this point, but I wish they were still making dolls in these cute ass outfits. But anyways, this episode is like a Groundhog Day episode. Sunset Shimmer gets caught in a time loop and the day keeps repeating, which is a very interesting concept for Equestria Girls. Didn't expect them to do that. So it's her trying to figure out like what's going on, and her friends trying to help her best they can, even though they're not going to the time loop, but they're still trying to be supportive. It's nice that they all believe her because obviously they would. Also, the main focus is Sunset Shimmer and Pinkie Pie in this episode, which is really cute dynamic. We get a freaking Dazzlings comeback in this, which didn't expect that. It's nice to see them still kicking around. They're still doing music, they're just using vocal processing now. But for some reason people still like them, like there's still a big crowd for them even though the voices aren't real because they lost their gems, which lose their ability to sing, but whatever. Honestly, it's not that different to singers these days anyway, really, is it? It's nice to see them again. They're just living their life in the human world now, even though they are sirens from the ancient pony world, but that's the consequences, I guess, of your actions, getting stuck in the human world. It's quite the punishment. They also have another good song in this too. Actually, there's quite a few good songs in this, I think, but they're not actually the villains in this story. It ends up being the girls from the band Post Crush. They found the Time Twirler, which is from the Pony universe, and they're using it to repeat the days because they keep messing up their performance and they want it to be perfect, like they're obsessing over it. Sunset and Pinkie Pie end up helping them realize that they don't need it to be perfect, and it's very cute. I really like this one. There's lots of like learning that goes on for Sunset. Very good songs, so I definitely like this one. Ooh, I think maybe it is an A, honestly. I think it is better than Spring Break. Yeah, it is better than Spring Break. Okay, Holidays Unwrapped. This was the last, I think this was the last Equestria Girls thing they ever released, and sadly it's not very good. I remember when this came out I was so excited because it wasn't even that long ago, was it? And I was like, oh my god, finally another Equestria Girls thing, and it's holiday themed. Yes, I love that. And it's really bad. Despite being a 44-minute special like the other specials, it's more like a bunch of small episodes that don't actually line up. There's no like villain or anything that goes on. It's just a bunch of little shorts. And you know, short stories can be good, but honestly, these are just really boring. It really drags out. Like, a lot of the episodes don't have a lot of dialogue. It's just like a long montage of them doing things. Like, I think like 3 of the episodes had long montages for most of the episode, and it's really weird. It's like they couldn't, I don't know, get voice actors for a lot of this. I don't know, it was very weird. My favorite one though is probably the one where Rainbow Dash was trying to find a present for Fluttershy at the mall.
You gotta be nice, but only because you love Fluttershy.
I thought that one was the best one, although it does have Zephyr Breeze, Fluttershy's brother, in it, unfortunately, which kind of ruins it. And I think this is gonna have to go on F. I think, yeah, I'd say it's equal to these. I think that makes sense. Reviewing my tier list, I think I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, I feel like this makes sense. I mean, part of me wants to put these 2 specials with S tier, but at the same time, they don't have the music that Rainbow Rocks has, so I don't think that's fair. So I think we'll leave them there. I think that makes the most sense to me, honestly. I think that's good. I don't want to overthink it. So that's my tier list of the Equestria Girls movies and specials. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you disagree with me. If you agree with me, I'd love to know. I'm just glad I was finally able to talk about these. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!